Hey, this is Patrick from Beatnotics.com with the first podcast of many, calling it the Beatdown with Beatnotics. So, if you know anyone that enjoys podcasts, enjoys weekly updates about what's going on in the hip hop and in the music business world as it is, welcome to the Beatdown. I thought it was a catchy name, something that would stick out. And when people think of Beatnotics, they think of the Beatdown. So it's like Beatdown Beatnotics. Hopefully you get it. But yeah, I thought I'd start something off new, started consistent, aiming for every Sunday right now, once a week, just to round up all the top stories and just give my opinion on some new music, some new artists that are coming out, and just to shout them out for you guys, the audience, to know about. So as the weeks go on, feel free to comment below on any topics you want me to discuss. Hit me up on Instagram at Beatnotics, at BEATNOTIKS. Tweet me at Beatnotics, and then there's also a submission form at the website at beatnotics.com to submit information over. Make sure you're not spamming people, because if you're spamming people, it will go to the spam account at the Gmail, and I won't be able to see it. But the best way to contact me is through the IG account. So today is, February 18th, 2019. I want to start the show with shouting out a new artist that's out named Lace Hampton. He's a lyrical genius, I would say, based out of Houston, Texas. He has a style of a Twista, who was a rapper up in Chicago a while back, and he's bringing a new style to it. Twista was more street. He's got some street, but then he's spitting knowledge out there. He's letting his point of view, and I believe the title of his new EP called Note to Be, which you can find on all the streaming services, Apple Music, Spotify, and I believe Tidal. It shows it. I think the title says, what is that? The title said, let's see. Title said, a collection written and performed by Lace Hampton, yet inspired by the love of a strong black queen. So he's keeping it real on it. He's letting us know how he feels about his life, and he's inspired by a black queen. So let's just know who he's talking about. He has a song on there by one of our favorite artists, EJ Mallard. The name of the song is called Where Do We Go? Everyone, if you check out our page, we got interviews with EJ. We got a couple of his songs up. One has 80,000 views. EJ, in one of our interviews, said that Lace Hampton was his manager. So I'm sure they worked together in the past. It's a pretty good combination on their song. It's on our YouTube. So below this video, hear the song, comment on it, hit Lace Hampton up on IG. And his IG is lace.hampton at LACE.HAMPTON. He has like a 4 or 5 song EP. It's something smooth to write to. It's something different, I will say that. But he's keeping it lyrical. He's woke. Sound like he's woke. He's keeping it more genius side. Once you guys listen to it, let me know what you guys think about it. But he's a new artist out of Houston. You'll hear more projects from him. EJ Mallard, he has some new stuff coming out that he's let me know about. But EJ's on the hook, and he's on, rapping on the song. Great combination. So look out for them. I'll put a link below and in the description for this video. Let's see. So for some new albums coming out this Friday, February 22nd, we got Lil Pump with Harvard Dropout. And he spells that HARVERD, Dropout. Lil Pump's last album came out in 2017. As everyone knows, he is from Miami. He came up with what was that, Smoke Perp. And Lil Pump has just blown up since. He was the first artist to really utilize Instagram outside of Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, or a Beyonce. For his demographic and his age group, he really took advantage of Instagram. While most people were, throwing all their stuff on Twitter and YouTube, him and his team, he's with the Lights Global out of Miami. They utilize Instagram, and they sold his image on YouTube with the music videos of Lyrical Lemonade. He had a video, things like Gucci Gang, that has a couple 100 million views right now. They utilized YouTube and Instagram at the same time, and were the first to do that about 2 years ago. So, thinking right now, there are a ton of artists that are still trying to get that Instagram hype and the YouTube hype at the same time. Quinn NFN out of Austin, Texas, he's blowing up on YouTube, but it's not carrying over as much. It's starting to, but not carrying over as much on his Instagram compared to his YouTube. But I believe for Quinn NFN in Austin, his stuff will match up to his YouTube, and he could be the next Lil Pump. Lil Pump has a new song out called, what is that called? Racks on Racks. Very catchy song, very great beat. I think it's a great song for him to come out to. Since he hasn't, the only other song he's had since then is a song with Kanye West. And that was more like a joke. It has a big play count on all the streaming services and on YouTube, but I just don't see that as a song that the one he has right now is a lot better than the one that he had Kanye West, and it's just more of a hype track. I could see him just maybe getting close to breaking a record for streams. His fan base is just so strong. I believe he's gonna announce a tour pretty soon, and hopefully, Splurge is on that tour with him. I wouldn't mind seeing Lil Pump at one of his stages. I have to be in the private section. I can't be with the little kids. So another album we have coming out is Drip or Drown by Gunna. So Gunna, as you guys don't know, he's a new rapper out of Atlanta. He's signed to YSL under 300 Entertainment. YSL is a label by Young Thug, and he has this Drip or Drown series that's been out, I think, like 2 or 3 years now, and he's garnered a name for himself through these mixtapes, Drip or Drown. And he had a big year last year. He had a banger album with him and what was that, Little Baby, and then he had a couple songs on Metro Boomin's debut single solo album that came out winter of last year. Gunna, he's very lyrical. He has some what would you call it? He's like a Young Thug and a Lil Baby mixed together. He can hit the high tones and the high pitches, but then he can keep it flowing at the same time. It's very unique, very unique. The way that they're gonna promote him won't be as Lil Baby-ish or as Young Thuggish. I think it'll be a right mix of just him, and his style is so unique that it's hard for anyone out there to copy him. So Gunna's album, we call it Drip or Drown 2. That's coming out this Friday, February 22nd. Look out for that. I'm looking forward to listening to it and seeing what he has in store for us. And then third, but not least, Offset. One of the Migos, Offset, is finally releasing this CD this Friday. He just released a song last Friday called Red Room, and it's an okay song. It's something that it's not surprising coming from him. He's talking about his grandma on it, and the beat's cool, but it's Offset. I think with his situation that he's had with Cardi B, them being married, and then she's saying that he cheated on her at that time, and that little, they say, quote unquote, it was all a setup. I think it's good now that that the smoke is cleared. Cardi B won the Grammys. He was up there with her and showing his face. It looked like they're having a good time together. Excuse me. I don't think it's going to bother him releasing it at this time, because in the media they're saying that, hey, they're still both together. He should have released it last December after Takeoff released his. It would have been perfect for him to release it in December. But that's when all the news came out that he got caught up in whatever shenanigans it was. But since all the smoke is cleared now, he's going to release something new. Looked on Instagram. There's no title for the album just yet. But knowing, I'm sure by Thursday it will be something will come out. But definitely Friday morning it'll be something on Spotify with a project from him. So the Migos just released a new song out last week. That song, let's see. The song they released last week is called Position to Win. And it's like an anthem type of song where, it has a totally different sound than what they have in the past, which I like that. I like it when artists use new sounds, because that means the listener gets in tune to it. They're like, oh, this is different. We may not feel as comfortable with it right now, but the more that we hear the Migos with this sound, we'll be cool with it. And speaking of the Migos, recent news is that they'll be working with Lil Uzi Vert again. And they had that song with Lil Uzi Vert a while back. Let's see. That song, Bad and Bougie. That song was major a couple years ago, about 2 years ago. Major song. They're going to get back in the studio. Lil Uzi Vert is trying to get his rhythm back. He needs Amigos badly. He's been quiet since his first album. And yeah, Uzi Vert needs that work from the Migos. I think it'll be a good combination. People will be looking forward to that duo, or that 4 people. It's not even duo, it's 4 people who'll be rapping together, and I can't wait for that. What about you guys? Comment below. Let me know. Are you guys looking forward to Amigos, Lil Uzi Vert collaboration again, or you guys saying Lil Uzi Vert should work with someone else? Let me know. So also this week, let's speak on Sheck Wes and Justine Skye. I believe that's how you say her name. So Sheck Wes is the artist who had that major song last year. That was called Mo Bamba. You've heard it on the radio. You've heard it on the internet streaming services. Sheck Wes, he was like the younger Travis Scott, and he's signed to Cactus Jack Music Group, which is Travis Scott's label. He had one of the biggest songs last year. Looking forward to being a 2019 XXL freshman. He had an album along with it, but most people thought the Mo Bamba song was the album. Me too. Listen to the album. All the songs sound the exact same. I heard some good reviews about it, but they all sound the exact same. And I believe he used to date a singer by the name of Justine Skye. I don't know much about her. I saw a song of her on Spotify. Had about 3 million listens. Let's see, that song. Actually, 27 million listens. So a little bit more than I was quoting. And I guess she's something big. She has close to 100,000 Instagram followers. I think she modeled. I heard that she's close to Kardashian. So recently on Twitter, she put Sheck Wes on blast, saying, you should be arrested for beating me. You ran down on my boyfriend. You beat him up. And I believe her boyfriend right now is the singer Goldlink. He had a banger a couple years ago. And yeah, so she's on Twitter right now, just putting him on blast. And then he's on Twitter right now defending himself, saying, hey, I didn't do that. I've never beat any woman before in the past. And she's even gone on the way to going to the Los Angeles Police Department posting photos, complaining like they're not taking her statement, they're giving her the black girl treatment. So there hasn't been any criminal complaints filed on Sheck Wes. No other ex-girlfriends, no one's came out to say that, hey, they were treated the same way. So it's an interesting story because she's now coming out now. It sounds like him and his boys allegedly jumped her and her boyfriend, or just her boyfriend. Something happened. It's all on her Twitter page. You can just type Justine Skye on Twitter. That's JustineSkye. You'll see the stories from what, if you go to her page also, you'll see stories and texts at what she's posted up. I think it's not a good look for Sheck Wes. He hasn't really bounced back to make another song after Mo Bamba. And he, this is a first. I'm sure there have been other girlfriends that have said, my boyfriend did this to me. They're celebrities, but for her to have this big of a following on social media, to come out and just put him on blast, it's not a good look for him. Either she's going to retract it, or, it's just not a good look for him. So only thing he can come out and do, still say that he didn't do it, and then just release more music, better music. Because if he releases better music, I'm not saying it's right that he, put any harm on her, if he did or did not, allegedly. People are going to remember that now because he hasn't put out any music. And a lot of times music can get people's minds off of what other people say. Because this is not the first time rappers have been, charged at on social media. It's just not the first time. But for him, since people call him a one-hit wonder right now, it's just not a good look. And hopefully, they get everything figured out. Last time I saw, she put a restraining order on him. So everything that she's doing, she's posting to Twitter for people to see, and her followers. And then people like the Shade Room look at it and say, geez, everyone's just taking information and just eating it up. Black TV. So, best luck to both of them. But Sheck Wes, it's not looking good for you right now on the music front. Something else I want to speak about this week is 21 Savage. I was surprised. If you guys, I was surprised. If you haven't heard, that 21 Savage is not from Atlanta. He is from the United Kingdom. I was shocked when I saw it because I thought it was like a April Fool's joke, but it's not even April Fool's yet. He somehow came over here at 12 years old with his parents. I'm not saying it somehow. He came over here with his parents at 12 years old. His parents had a work visa. The parents' work visa expired. There's something in the immigration laws where if you're under a certain age and you're over here with your parents, then you don't have to go. You have to be deported, not like that. So he's over here. It's been a season in Atlanta. He's started rapping about 3-4 years ago. Been gaining steam since then. Is assigned to Atlantic Records. And I guess in 2017, he filed to get a visa to leave the country. And he was going under the pretext. He was going under the motion that one of his best friends was killed, and he was in that vicinity when it occurred. So he was saying that since someone tried to put harm on me and I was in that area, I should have U.S. citizenship. He applied for that in 2017. That was 2019, and nothing. He had heard nothing back. So the Super Bowl was in Atlanta this past February, or a couple weeks ago. Super Bowl 51 was in Atlanta, and he got pulled over following another rapper, I think his cousin, according to the news. He got pulled over. He was taken to, I think, the Alpharetta Police Department, one of those suburbs in Atlanta. And then somehow ICE found out about it and came and swooped him up and put him on blast on social media, saying, "Hey, this guy has been doing he's been a fake and a fraud to the rap community all these years, having this fake rapper persona. He's not even from the United States." So he was in jail, in detention for like 2 weeks, I believe, like 2 weeks. And recently, this week, he was released. I know that Jay-Z had came into play and started representing him in Rock Nation, and he was, released on bond. So now he's in Atlanta. He did an interview with ABC. He's saying that ICE, for people who don't know, ICE is the part of the federal government who are like the FBI. If you're illegal and you're over here, or your visa expires, or whatever happens, they can get you and take you and put you in jail. So he was in jail. It's like detention, so not jail, but he got bailed out, and now he's just waiting to fight his, waiting for his hearing so he can try to stay in the state. So I think it's, I don't know what's going to happen to him. It's, something in the rap game that's been going on is people have been faking, being frauds. I think it's a serious thing now where we can all see, like, who's real, who's fake. His music is good. He has a new song called A Lot with J. Cole. His project is showing him that he's grown up ever since, his days of just shooting them up, kill. He's being, he's trying to be woke. He's trying to teach people to be smart with their money. He's, praising not buying jewelry. He's praising, putting his money in stocks and bonds, or whatever you call it, that he's decided to do. And he's saying that ICE took it upon him because they knew that he applied for his paperwork, but, took advantage and just put him in jail and just, tarnish his name on social media and in the media. So I think that he'll, personally, I think he'll fight it and he'll win. I don't know how his fans will feel about it. From now on out, knowing that he's not from Atlanta, is he gonna, just keep being 21 Savage, or are you gonna come out and just be real and tell us, hey, this is why I faked it? I think he needs to just be real and just come all out. Now, if he does get deported back to the United Kingdom, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be a big name out there, and he'll bring more attention to artists in the UK, like the Skeptas and those other guys out there that just have a big name over there, but just can't cross the water and become big names over here. So I think either way, he's going to be winning. But I do think that he will be staying over here for the rest of it until he, may have to get an entertainment visa. I think he'll be fine over here in the States. And then the big story this week is Tekashi 6ix9ine, who, in my mind, was the biggest rapper in 2018, maybe the biggest rapper in terms of numbers, trends, what he did to the industry in a long time. I mean, he came in, Mexican kid, colorful hair, just, if you like to work out, he has the best music to work out to. I will say that he has the best music to work out to. He, was arrested with, the gang he was involved with recently. They had like racketeering charges against him, drug charges, assault charges, everything across the book. And I believe the feds told him, we're going to give you, 45 years of life if you don't start speaking to us about what's going on. So the big news this week is that he spoke and made a deal with the feds that he would get no time if he came out and said that, he ratted everyone out. So to me, this is big, not because he ratted people out, is that, hip-hop's been around for 30 years, back in the 80s, close to 30 years. And the number one rule in hip-hop is to not snitch. Now that we have the biggest artist in years, the biggest one in 2018, gets arrested and just snitches to his whole crew, this is the first. I mean, brings it wide open now. Like, the doors are down now. The barriers are broken. In a way, his major following, his generation of followers, they're not the ones to do the stupid stuff, and do illegal activities and go to jail. They're the ones to listen to him and laugh at him, at his antics, egging him on to do more dumb stuff, to look back and say, oh man, we knew his music, we knew he wasn't as hard as he was, but we knew he would get arrested sooner or later. So he gets arrested, and I would say his fans, even though I don't think they care, because they're laughing at him the whole time. They enjoy the music, but they're laughing at his antics. They don't really care too much about his personal life, but they do care about his music and them pretty much being a laughing stock on Instagram and someone to look up to. I believe his hearing is in January 2020, where he can get released and all that stuff. I think he'll come out of jail next year. I think he'll be laying low for a couple months after that, but then slowly, because of social media now, people will forget about all this. This will be in the past. Okay, yeah, he snitched, he broke the rules, but it's Tekashi 6ix9ine. If he brings out another banger in 2020, a couple of them, this will be all forgotten. He may not be able to move around like he used to, due to just like being protection and all that. He may move to Mexico, become a reggaeton artist. He may just switch it all up. But the significance of him and what he's doing to the game is that he's saying that he's making it known to people, if he comes out and nothing happens to him, that it's okay to snitch. I mean, that's what it's gonna be an okay thing now to snitch on anyone. That's what I'm saying. All the walls are breaking, everything's breaking down. I mean, the feds are in the game now. I mean, all these rappers getting arrested ever since Tekashi, like 21, Lil Baby, NBA Youngboy, Block Boy JB. It seems like every week now there's a rapper getting arrested after Tekashi, because there's no secret to nothing right now. Everything's out in the open. So that's just a new time now. Internet censorship. Hip hop's always been censored in a way, but now, if this guy's come out snitching, censorship is gone now. I would say it's different. Things will change once it gets released. I'm telling you guys, this is gonna be all forgotten about. Oh, he's a snitch, bro. He's a rat. No, by 2020, that's all gonna be forgotten about. People are gonna look for new music, especially his fans, and I think he'll be fine. Comment below if you guys think wrong. I'm curious to hear from you guys. But let's see. So, yeah. So we're coming up on about 30 minutes, but like I said, you guys listen at Lace Hampton. Look out for those new projects coming out. This is the first episode of the Beatdown by Patrick on Beatnotics. Like I said, comment below. Let me guys know whatever topics you guys want me to discuss. I'll be doing this weekly from now on out. And, looking forward to bringing more news and more podcasts, maybe some more interviews to you guys with people that you want to hear from. So thanks for listening. Peace out.